time, you know? Because mainly humans, we're like totally, you know, we're not going to hurt other people, like the majority of us, I don't think. I don't think by nature humans want to hurt other humans. So, with that said, let's say you're walking your dog, and you're walking down sort of a busy street, and you can hear these kids just screaming and screaming and screaming. Like, man, when my kids were little, they would fight with each other, like, because they're only 15 months apart. So anyways, I see, and it's getting louder and louder, and finally, this person, not me. Anyway, whatever. Anyways, so, see these two little kids. They're like little. They're fighting over this scooter. One is saying, "It's my scooter." The other one's like, "It's my scooter." And they're like screaming at each other. And the littler one, that's probably like 3, is like, "Mom! Mom!" like screaming for their mom. "Come on, Duke. No. And I'm just like, dang. I'm thinking that the parent is probably right there because the kids are little. And I just kind of look over. I wave at the kids, which, whatever. Anyways, I waved at the kids. I don't want kids to try to touch my dog. So anyway, they try to. So you have to tell them usually. But anyways, these kids weren't close enough. So I just waved, kept on walking. I'm like a block away. I can still, and their front door was open. So I figured the parent is right there. They can hear them fighting. Probably just going to let them, duke it out, whatever. Well, I get like a block away. I can still hear these freaking kids still screaming at each other. Literally. So then I'm like still walking. And I get down to the street I'm on now. And I get like, anyways. And I still hear those little those little kids screaming at each other. I don't know how long you're supposed to let your kids fight. Because I should be minding my own business. But it's honestly kind of a busy street. I am an overprotective parent though. So maybe but my goodness, those kids weren't even old enough to be in school. They were fighting over a scooter in a driveway right by a busy street. And their parent just didn't seem to be anywhere around with the front door wide open. It's just crazy. Anyways. So, I live on a busy street. And my kids used to freaking ride a big wheel down the hill and turn in my driveway right before they got to the busy street. And I used to flip out. But my husband, being the man, he was like, it's fine. Your kids are going to be fine. They're fine. And then you know what? They were freaking fine. Holy shit, it's humid out here. I can barely breathe. Anyways, so if I walk back by and these kids are still out there screaming at each other, do I mind my own business? Do I say, hey, where's your parent? What do I do? Like, I have no idea. I feel like I should totally, knock on the door or something and be like, are you kids okay? I would appreciate that if somebody, me knocked on the door instead of calling the cops like a lot of motherfuckers do. Can't stand that. Like, my dogs bark. So my neighbors call the cops. That's fucking stupid. Mind your own business. Come and ask me, hey, I have company. Could you keep your dogs inside so they don't bark? And guess what? I'm going to put my dogs inside so you don't have to hear them bark. You don't have to call the freaking pound on me. Get me a $200 fine when you've lived next door to me for 11 years. And you know that I'm freaking broke. Like, come on. Fuck. Ugh. Sorry about my mouth. Or about my language, not my mouth. That sounded weird. I'm sweating like a freaking whatever sweats a lot. This is so humid out. We've got fires in, it's so funny. I don't know why I do these lives. Because I don't really like making videos any other way, because if I make a video and it's not a live one, I tend to just ramble more than I'm rambling right now. And I never upload it. With this, I did it. It's live. If I want to unprivate it, I can. If I remember. If not, no big deal, right? Right. Look at all the oil. A lot of people don't want that train coming through here. They come through here all day, every day. All day, every day. Isn't that with those people, they say it all funny? Anyway. I don't think I'd be able to sleep if I didn't hear that train every night, all night. It's kind of strange. You get used to certain things. We're creatures of habit, And that's another thing. Humans aren't pieces of shit by nature. It's a learned behavior. So stop teaching people to be pieces of shit. Stop teaching your kids to be pieces of shit and stuff. Okay, people? I don't know if anybody, tell your friends that. Tell everybody that, because that's what I've been telling people lately. I've been telling my kids that. I'm like, I'm trying to raise you not to be a piece of shit. So let's not lie. Let's not do anything that's going to hurt anybody else. And we'll probably be good to go. You know? Be happy. I'm so really hot right now. Does it make it like the temperature more hot when there's fires? You know, like close by? Whoops. I got messages coming in. I don't know if that stops the stream or anything. But, whew. Oh, there's one of the planes for the fire. They're calling, oh, whoa, Duke. They're calling in, there's a crew from Sacramento that just, with fire retardant that just came down. Oh, it can't focus for some reason. Anyways, that's a big ass plane full of water. Going to drop it on the Williams Lake fire. It's been burning since about 2:30 yesterday afternoon. It's all this, you can see the smoke and the smog. It's about 6.5 miles from my house. There's another fire burning on I-90 near Ritzville, and they had to evacuate a whole town. A town of about 500 people was evacuated. It's called like Elm or something. Come here, Duke. I don't want you to get run over. Get over on this side. Whew. He's such a beautiful guy, isn't he? It's big old Duke. He made a new friend yesterday. See, there's another fire truck. They're everywhere. The whole high school here is it's got the Red Cross set up a what do you call it? Like a location for. No, Duke, we're walking down this way. Can't get through. Oh yeah, we can. The Red Cross set up shelter for evacuees at the high school, the Cheney High School. That's awesome. But the thing about around here, it's the animals. Like, people have livestock and, you know, their crops. This is farmland. This is where people get their food, you know, their wheat to make their food. Look at Cheney grain growers. And it's burning, right? Well, right now it's my roommate from LA calls it the forest is burning. I'm like, it's the woods. It's not like I don't know, like the sticks, you know, because it's a bunch of sticks coming up out of the ground, the trees. He's like, calls it the forest and thinks it's so. But I guess when you come from a city that has 8 million people, and LA County has like, what, 8 million, I think, to a town of 12,000, it's probably a culture shock. And you have to stay here. You're stuck here. That must suck. It's funny. Oh, we just passed his El Camino. It's getting worked on. It's so funny because it's got 22-inch tires, you know? Okay, we're in farm country. Look at this. There's farms and there's like a college. It's a college town. Eastern Washington University. I've said it many times. Where it's dirt roads and 3 stoplights. There's a cop. And there's potholes everywhere, especially in Spokane. It's bad. And he wants to ride around on 22s in his El Camino. It's so city boy. But that's why I think we're friends, you know? Because I learned a few things from him and he learned a few things from me. That's how friendships work, right? That's how they're supposed to work. Lately, kind of seems like friendships are working weird. Like, whoa, Duke. Like everybody's out to get something. Like, everybody's out to benefit somehow. And I think you benefit off of friendships when you learn from each other. Duke, no, Duke. Shit. Shoot, he hates bikes. And I didn't see that guy coming until it was too late. Oh my gosh, he would have totally. Whew, good boy, Duke. You didn't. Gosh, I had nowhere to go. I was cornered. Oh my goodness. Just kidding. Okay. I don't know why I even. Oh, never mind. Oh, I can't breathe. Having a hard time breathing. No, I did not take the vaccine. No, I don't have COVID. phone, I swear. Does anybody else's phone like never stop ringing? I miss the days where you had to be at home to get a phone call. When again, I don't like people being able to get a hold of me whenever they want. Like, not that I don't like people. Like, I like my family and my friends and my kids and everything. It's very convenient. However, people think that they should call you repeatedly for some reason until you answer because they know you have a cell phone and they know what's on you. Well, unless it's a motherfucking emergency, don't do that shit to me. Because that will piss me right the fuck off and I'll never answer your phone call again because I'm kind of a bitch like that. I guess. I don't know, but I don't like to be, I don't know. Anyways, earlier, I was on the phone. My dad, he's stayed with me and my kids and my roommate and everybody for a couple days. And when he got home today, this is crazy. He lives on a mountain. It's very secluded. When he got home, holy cow, was there 4 U.S. Marshals parked at the bottom of the hill, which is, they could be for anybody that lives up there. It's just weird. Like, first it's unsettling knowing that for some reason there's a bunch of, because that's like Fed stuff, right? I think. Anyways, and I've dealt with that before, and that's not a fun thing. And it usually means that you're around some not so, stand-up people. Unless, they're stand-up, but are they going to stand up for you, or are you one of their runners? Yeah, or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's never, there's lots of reasons feds get involved in stuff. However, somebody on that mountain probably isn't acting right. And it's so freaking secluded up there that it really kind of freaks me out because, my dad lives up there. And whether they're there for whatever property, something shady up there is going on. And I don't know. It just makes me uncomfortable. So I told him, that's so sad. I should bury, oh my gosh. I can't handle seeing dead animals, and there's a dead bird. I'd rather see a dead human. Honestly, that sounds horrible, but humans, we know what's happening to us if it's happening. Animals, I feel like I don't know. Like, hunting down an animal is kind of fucked up, I think. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not a vegetarian, though. And, I could hunt an animal to kill it and eat it if I was, if I needed to. However, I don't know, just because I'm, what do you call that? They're redoing this house. It looks so good. Pretty, it's like stucco looking. They're doing a really super good job. I forgot what I was saying because I'm getting short of breath and I'm so dizzy. I can't even keep a train of thought. Not really, but I just wanted to get on here and talk about the minding your own business thing and think if, when it comes to children, I really don't think people should mind their own business. They should mind their own business if they're weirdos. But if you see something like a kid that you think, could get hurt or something like that, I don't think it's out of line to go and make sure that the child is okay by, if the front door is open, just kind of knocking and looking and saying, hey, do you know, I would be grateful that I had people living around me that were watching out like that. But then again, catch me on a bad day, I might shoot you when you walk in my home. Just kidding, I don't have a gun. That's funny. I would never. But I can be quite confrontational when I'm in a bad mood. But so can everybody. But inherently, not a bad person, not mean person. I was talking to my dad today about people that need to mind their own business. Whew. I just got new neighbors again. I don't know if they bought the house or if they're renting it. But this house, I've lived in my house for a long time. Plus, I bought it from, I've lived in the house on and off since the 90s. It's crazy. So I know the history, I know everybody around there. And this one house, it's so weird. It's always college kids that move in, always. But the weird thing is they only leave to go to school. I noticed, because when you live across the street from somebody, you tend to just notice, just because you leave at certain, like, you have patterns, you notice their patterns when their cars are gone, whatnot, Oh, especially me, because I spend a lot of time outside. I don't really like being inside. And so, I do seclude myself and go inside and get depressed and just like everybody else. Well, I don't know if everybody does that. It's probably not normal to the extent sometimes I do it, but whatever. Anyways, different story. I'm going to stop talking about whatever I was just talking about, because I forgot again, because I got distracted by bees. Because I had to go look for a missing kid last night, and I came down here, thought maybe he was sleeping in these. Found him today, about 4:15 this afternoon. The police, speaking of minding your own business once again, the police, they decided they were going to call my daughter. She's minor. First of all, no officer should be contacting a minor child without their parents aware of it. So when my daughter came to me crying, telling me, I think something happened to her friend that was missing. I think something happened. He's missing, and now the police are calling me, and they left a message telling me. And she was like, what did they say, Mom? And she hands me her phone to listen to the message. Fuck, you think I listened to that message? Hell no. I called that number back immediately. First three, it was the area code 509. First three numbers, you're not even gonna guess. 666. I've never seen that in my life. Anyways, I have a whole thing about the Cheney police and what I think. They're good people. Some of them are, they're very good at their job. I think I've said that before. Very good at their job. That's what I'm gonna say, but anyways, so actually I'm better because I'm the one that found the kid. But nonetheless, I'm just kidding. That's not the case. That was a rude thing of me to say. But I was pissed he called my daughter and left a message. My kids have had very traumatizing experiences with the police. And it's not the police's job to know that. It's my job to inform people of that when they try to contact a minor child. So that's why you talk to the parent first, And so I proceeded to, when he answered the phone and said, officer, whatever his name was, I don't even know. I said, oh, come on. I said, why the fuck do you think it's okay to call a 13-year-old? And he said, excuse me? And I said, no, excuse me. I do not appreciate you calling my minor child. If you have something to talk to my child about, you call me and you ask me and you talk to me. And he, who is this? And I said, this is so-and-so's mother. And I said my name. And I said, here's my phone number. Read my phone number to him like 3 times. Enough for him to write it down and hear it a couple times, so he can remember. And then I said, now, let's go ahead and have a conversation about why did you call my daughter? And then he said, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, funny thing is I just talked to, whoa, watch out. Come on. I just talked to that child's mother. So I know for a fact that she has my number. So don't fucking call my kid again. You should have called me. You're trying to intimidate a child, and that's not right. Well, he got defensive. Oh, I can't breathe. And he had the nerve to say he doesn't see what's wrong with calling a child on the phone when there is a missing kid involved. I said, you don't see what's wrong with that? I was like, then we have problems. Anyways, it gets me so riled up because I was so mad. Plus, it was almost 11 o'clock at night when he called. And anyways, so then my daughter is like hysterically crying because one of her friends is missing, literally. Nobody's seen him since 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And this guy wants to tell me he doesn't see, he's trying to invest. That's not an excuse. That is definitely not, Duke, leave it. Leave it. That is not an excuse. Anyway, there's a lot of people around me right now. And I have to pay attention because my dog is not very nice. Duke, leave it. He's nice if he listens. But if I'm not paying attention, anyway. So, This is so crazy. So then I tell my daughter, because my daughter wants to spend the night with her friend. That was the whole plan last night. She was spending the night with her friend. Well, her friend's mom, I told her, you can stay there as long as you keep your location on. That, like, send me her location, keep it on. I always do that. And so I decide I'm going to check, just because I wanted to know, maybe she was lying and she knew where this kid was. So I see that she's not where she's supposed to be. So being a mom, I go down there. I just was, because she was already upset and I understood and they were not doing anything wrong. So I just kind of hung down. She didn't see me. It was kind of creepy, I know, but I'm a mom. Sure as shit, all of a sudden, I see the whole freaking park lights up and there's that cop. So my daughter and her friends, it's like 11:30 at night at this point. And my daughter and her friends, I can tell they're gonna run. Because they see a cop. Of course, they're kids. They're in a park after dark. They're not supposed to be in the park. And I yell, Elle, it's the police and your mom. And she, I guess she looked at her friends and goes, oh my gosh, it's probably something my mom did. I don't do things. I've never been arrested. It's just funny that she would say that because I embarrass her. But anyway, so that cop, he's got the top LED lights all lit up on top of his car last night in the middle of the park, drives up into the park and says, what are you guys doing out here? And I said, well, we're looking for so-and-so. And he goes, well, who are you? And I said, I'm Jenny Wolf. He said, oh, we talked earlier. And I said, yep, we sure did. And I said, I checked the girls' bathroom, but I didn't check the boys' bathroom because, I don't want to be weirdo and going in the boys' bathroom. What if there's kids in there? He's like, well, it's really late at night. And I'm like, dude, we're not going to go check the bathroom. Go check the bathroom if you want. But he's like, well, what are you guys doing out here? And we're like, well, we're looking for him, like we said. And my daughter had just talked to the kid's dad. And he's like, okay, well, and then he starts telling me where he's going to go check. And where am I going to go check? Like, we're on a freaking, like, Nancy Drew fucking whatever. I don't know. It was just weird. Really weird. And cheating cops normally travel in pairs. This guy was by himself. And it just, I don't know. I live in a town with 12,000 people and there's 2 police departments. That's too many cops for 12,000 people. It's weird. And they just, I don't know. But my daughter was so happy that I was just happened to be in the park. But she was so happy that I was in the park that she didn't realize why I was in the park, which is hilarious because I've never done that to her before. But I was worried because her friend was a runaway. I didn't want her to try to run away too. You never know with kids these days. People are trying to turn kids against their parents. And that shit's not going to happen with mine. I'll tell you that much. And they know that. I've talked to them about it. I tell them all the time. If an adult is asking you to keep secrets from your parents, they're not cool because there's no reason. The only reason to keep a secret from your parent is when you're an adult. Yeah. And I still don't even keep secrets from my parents. What would be the point? Because I'm an adult, I do what the fuck I want. Just like any other adult. But then I get a phone call last night from my brother, who is all of a sudden homeless, I guess. I have no idea how that happened. But he knows my door's always open to him. He's my brother, I love him. And it's so funny because he's trying to act lately like, I'm begging you, sis. Oh, there's a little baby crying. I'm begging you, sis. I'm trying to get a hold of you, sis. No, he's trying to blame somebody that he doesn't have a place to live by saying, no, sis didn't answer her phone. Motherfucker, you know where I live. I've been living there for a long time. I've told you over and over, come. If the door's locked, sleep on the trampoline. It's nice out. I mean, come on. People are just, life is simple. Why can't we just live simple? Why do we got to get all this shit? Like, have all this stuff. I mean, it's nice to have stuff, but you can't take it with you when you go. And what good, I mean, it seems like the more money you have, the more problems you have. The less money you have, the different problems, but they're like life-altering problems. Rich people have different kind of problems. It's crazy. And rich people want to always get in the business of us poor folk. Why is that? It doesn't make sense. So they can judge and feel good about themselves or something. I'm not saying all people do that, but It's just weird. The whole world is getting just different to me. I'm sure it is to everybody. Whew. You can smell the fire. Ugh. So there's a fire on both sides of the town I'm in. I wonder what it's doing. Oh, shit. Whoa, that just missed everything I was saying, or no? I don't know. That was weird. I don't know how long it wasn't recording or going live or whatever. Why are they just sitting there? Huh, look at that smoke. The whole cloud, or the layer. It's good that I guess the fire, the Williams Lake fire, isn't as big as they thought, because the smoke was so, oh no, he always tries to catch these turtles down here. It's not, they thought it was like over 3,000 acres, but it's only a little over 1,000. So that's good. I don't think it's going to be coming 6 miles anytime soon, so my house is safe. And I don't think any houses have been burned. I think there's like 500 that are maybe might get burned. But anyways, the whole point of all this stuff. So I drive with no license plates. I